I noticed the boots before anything else. Not the silence. Not the tension tightening the air like a wire about to snap. The boots. They were wrong. Dust-caked. Worn at the edges. The kind of boots that had walked too far and cared too little about where they ended up. They left faint traces on the polished crystal floor of the grand hall. Each step a quiet defiance against perfection. The court noticed too. I could feel it ripple outward. The discomfort, the offense. Not yet outrage. Not yet. Just the first fracture. He kept walking. Ryan Hale. Human envoy. Supposedly trained, briefed, prepared. A man who had been given every possible instruction on how not to die in a room like this. He didn't even look at me. That was the second fracture. I sat on the elevated throne, still as stone, watching him pass beneath me without pause. No hesitation. No glance upward. No acknowledgement of power, of rank, of everything this room was built to enforce. He walked past me, past the throne, past the guards who stiffened, unsure whether to strike or wait. And then he stopped. Not before me. Before her. Fess, the servant girl, draped in borrowed silk, trembling under the weight of jewels that did not belong to her. The bait. The test. A quiet cruelty my court had arranged to measure the humans. Ryan Hale looked at her once. Then he dropped to one knee. The sound echoed. Not loud, but final. "Ma'am," he said, voice steady. "On behalf of Earth delegation." The hall broke. A sharp intake of breath from a dozen throats. The hum of suspended music faltering overhead. The guards moved. Too late, too uncertain. I didn't move, but something inside me did. Because it wasn't just the insult. It was how easily he had done it. As if none of this, none of us, meant anything at all. The silence didn't break all at once. It cracked. First, a sharp intake of breath from somewhere behind the pillars. Then the chimes above faltered, their perfect harmony slipping into something uneven. Then voices, low and dangerous, began to ripple through the chamber. I didn't move. "Seize him," Morek said, far too quickly. Guards stepped forward, halberds lowering, but even they hesitated. Protocol warred with instinct. No one had prepared for this version of insult. This wasn't rebellion. It wasn't arrogance. It was indifference. Ryan Hale remained on one knee. Not rigid, not trembling, just there. As if kneeling before a servant in borrowed silk was the most natural thing in the galaxy. Fess looked like she might collapse. My lady, I am not," she stammered, voice breaking. He glanced up at her, not confused, not embarrassed. "Then someone dressed you wrong," he said simply. The words landed harder than any weapon. Morek stepped forward, fury sharpening his movements. "You dare reduce the Empress of this dominion to—" "No," I said. The word cut through the chamber. Everything stopped. Even Morek. I rose slowly, the weight of my armor shifting with a low, controlled whisper. Every eye followed me now. As they should. I descended the steps one at a time. Ryan didn't look at me until I stood directly in front of him. When he did, there was no fear. That was the third fracture. "You were given mercy," I said. My voice carried without effort, filling the hall, pressing against the walls. "You were given the opportunity to correct your error, to kneel properly, to acknowledge your mistake." A pause. "You refused." "I corrected it," he said. Not defiant, not apologetic, just flat. A murmur spread again, sharper this time. "You insult this court," Morek snapped. "You mistake a servant for your sovereign, and when offered mercy, you—" "Mercy?" Ryan finally looked away from me, just slightly, like the word itself didn't deserve full attention. Then back. "Is that what this is?" There was no mockery in his tone. That made it worse. I studied him. He wasn't playing a role. I had seen liars, manipulators, diplomats trained to bend truth into pleasing shapes. They always carried something. Tension, calculation, hunger. He carried none of it. Only exhaustion. "And what would you call it?" I asked. His gaze flickered, briefly, toward Fess again. Her hands were still shaking, the water vessel rattling softly against the tray. "A setup," he said. The hall went still again. "You dressed her like that on purpose," he continued, as if explaining something obvious. "To see if we'd mess it up." Morek took a step forward. "Enough. And when we did," Ryan added, "you call it insult so you can decide how much we owe you for it." Silence. Heavy. Suffocating. I felt something cold settle in my chest. "You presume much," I said. He shrugged slightly. You offered mercy like it was a favor, he said. Like I was supposed to be grateful for being wrong in a game I didn't agree to play. His eyes held mine, and for the first time in a very long time, I did not immediately know how to respond. You misunderstand your position, Morek said sharply. You stand before. No, Ryan interrupted. Not loudly, but final. I stood before a scared girl dressed up to make a point, he said. So I treated her like the only person in the room who didn't ask for this. Fess inhaled sharply. I heard it. So did everyone else. Ryan shifted slightly, still kneeling, still not rising until told. I've dealt with worse than court politics, he added. So if this is supposed to mean something. He exhaled, almost tired. It doesn't. The words didn't echo. They settled. Like dust. Like those boots, still marking the perfect floor beneath him. And in that moment, I understood what unsettled me. He hadn't rejected my authority. He had dismissed its importance entirely. If you've watched this far, then this story is really interesting to you. Please confirm it by clicking like under this video. It doesn't cost you anything, but it will help me understand what story to publish for you next. Let's move on. I expected him to break. They always did. Fear, if not immediate, came eventually. It seeped in through the cracks, through the realization of where they stood, of what they had risked. Even the proud ones bent in the end. Ryan Hale didn't. That was the problem. I dismissed the court with a gesture sharper than necessary. Morek objected. Of course he did, but I silenced him with a look. Protocol fractured again as I ordered the human taken to a private chamber. Not escorted. Taken. He walked beside the guards, not between them. Another fracture. The chamber I chose was smaller, quieter. No audience. No spectacle. Just stone walls and a long table that had witnessed centuries of decisions made in colder tones than this. I entered last. He was already there, standing near the far end, hands loose at his sides. Not restrained. Not postured. Just waiting. Or maybe not even that. You understand what you did? I said. It wasn't a question. Yeah, he replied. No hesitation. No attempt to soften it. I moved closer, studying him again. Up close, the details were harder to ignore. The wear in his clothes. The faint scars at his hands. And the boots. Still wrong. Still out of place. You embarrassed my court, I said. You undermined a controlled assessment. You disregarded my authority in front of every noble in this dominion. Sounds about right. My jaw tightened. You were offered mercy. I continued, more controlled now. A chance to correct yourself publicly. To preserve stability. He tilted his head slightly. That wasn't mercy, he said. Then what was it? A script. The word landed heavier than I expected. You wanted me to fix your scene, he added. Play my part so everything stays neat and impressive. And instead, I said, you chose chaos. I chose not to lie. I stopped a few steps away from him. You assume truth has value here, I said. It should. It does not, I replied, without hesitation. He studied me then. Not my armor. Not the symbols. Me. And I felt it. That same quiet pressure that had unsettled me in the hall. You don't believe that, he said. You presume again. No, he said. I recognize it. A pause. You shut the court down instead of punishing me, he continued. You brought me here instead of making an example out of me. His gaze dropped briefly, to the floor, to the faint marks his boots had left. People who believe in control don't do that, he said. People who still care about something do. I felt something shift, small, sharp, unwelcome. You know nothing about what I care about, I said. Then tell me, he replied. Simple. Direct. Infuriating. I turned away. The star map projection along the wall flickered softly, casting pale light across the chamber. Systems, territories, borders, all precise, all controlled. Unlike this. You were a soldier, I said. A change in direction. A safer ground. Yeah. Your file mentions Red Harbor. Silence. Not long, but different. He didn't answer immediately. I've read the reports, I continued. A coastal evacuation. Command collapse. Civilian extraction under direct violation of orders. I turned back to face him. You saved thousands, I said. At the cost of strategic positioning. Still no response. And yet, I added, you were removed from active command shortly after. Court-martialed, he said. Flat. No bitterness. No pride. Just fact. For disobedience, I said. For doing the job wrong, he corrected. I stepped closer again. And what was the correct version? I asked. He met my gaze. Let them burn, he said. The words didn't rise. They dropped. Heavy. Final. I felt it then. The same thing I had felt in the hall. Not defiance. Not arrogance. Something else. And you chose otherwise, I said. Yeah. You lost command for it. Yeah. You stand here now. I continued, still unwilling to follow structure, still disregarding authority, still not playing along, he finished. A pause. You think this is the same thing, I said quietly. He didn't answer. That moment in the hall, I continued. You think it was another version of your Red Harbor? I think it was smaller, he said. That stopped me. Smaller, I repeated. Yeah, he said. No one was dying. Just getting messed with. His eyes shifted again, just slightly. Toward the door. Toward where the servant had stood. But I don't like that either. Silence stretched between us. Longer this time. And somewhere in that silence, I realized something I did not like. He hadn't rejected me. He hadn't even challenged me. He had simply refused to participate. And somehow, that unsettled me more than open rebellion ever could. I didn't expect to keep thinking about the boots. But I did. They followed me out of that chamber like a quiet disturbance I couldn't dismiss. Not the man. Not his words. The boots. Dust where there should have been none. Imperfection where everything was designed to erase it. I returned to the council chamber hours later. Morek was already there, along with the others. Waiting. Always waiting to reassert control. You handled that poorly, he said without greeting. Of course he did. I handled it, I replied. You allowed a foreign envoy to insult the throne, disrupt protocol, and walk away unpunished. I allowed a situation to remain recoverable, I said. Murmurs. Disapproval, carefully contained. He rejected your mercy, another counselor added. Publicly, I felt the weight of that word again. Mercy, offered like currency, measured like leverage. He did not recognize it as such, I said. That is irrelevant, Morek snapped. Perception defines reality in diplomacy. Then perhaps our reality is flawed. Silence. Sharp this time. Dangerous. Morek studied me carefully. You are allowing this human to influence your judgment. I am allowing myself to observe before reacting, I said. He is destabilizing the court. No, I replied quietly. He is revealing it. That ended the discussion. Not because they agreed. Because they understood I would not bend, yet. Later, I found him in the lower terraces. Not escorted. Not guarded. That, in itself, was another fracture. He sat on a stone ledge overlooking the inner gardens, one leg stretched slightly, favoring it. A small injury, perhaps, or an old one. The boots rested against the edge. Still wrong. Still there. You were told to remain in your quarters, I said. He didn't turn immediately. Yeah, he said. Didn't feel like it. Of course. I stepped beside him, not sitting. Not yet. You ignore instructions frequently, I said. Only the ones that don't make sense. And who decides that? I do. Simple. Again. I studied him from the side. You were attacked earlier, I said. He nodded once. Training exercise, he added. 3 guards. You defeated them. I stopped them, he corrected. A pause. They're not dead. That was not my question. He shrugged slightly. They came at me like it wasn't a test, he said. So I responded like it wasn't one. Morek's doing, I said. Not a question. Figured, he replied. No anger. No surprise. Just acknowledgement. You could have escalated the situation, I said. I didn't. You could have killed them. I didn't. Another pause. You are either very controlled, I said slowly, or very careless. He finally looked at me. Tired, he said. The word lingered longer than it should have. I felt it again. That small, sharp shift. You refuse servants, I said. Yeah. You refuse our food. Can't eat most of it. You refuse accommodations, protocol, structure. I use what I need, he interrupted. Not what I don't. And the boots? I asked. That was the first time he hesitated. Barely. But I saw it. They're fine, he said. They are not appropriate. They work. That is not the point. It is to me. Silence. The gardens below shimmered in reflected light, perfectly arranged, perfectly controlled. Unlike him. You were offered proper attire, I said. I declined. Why? He didn't answer immediately. Instead, he leaned forward slightly, resting his forearms on his knees. They belonged to someone, he said. There it was. The thread. I followed it carefully. Someone from Red Harbor, I said. He nodded once. Civilian? I asked. No. A pause. Not exactly. I waited. He didn't continue. You carry them as a reminder, I said. Something like that. Of failure. That made him glance at me again. Of reality, he corrected. I held his gaze. Explain. He exhaled slowly. They weren't supposed to die, he said. None of them were. There was a plan. There were orders. There was structure. His hand moved slightly, just enough to brush against the worn leather. And it didn't matter. The words were quiet, but heavier than anything he'd said before. So I keep these, he added. So I don't forget what all that structure actually does when it fails. Silence stretched between us. Longer. Different. And you see this court the same way, I said. I see a lot of structure, he replied. A lot of control. And I've seen how that ends. I turned away slightly. The gardens blurred for a moment. Unacceptable. I refocused. You speak as if you understand this system, I said. I don't, he said. Not fully. Then you judge it blindly. No, he said. I recognize patterns. I felt it again. That fracture. Widening. You rejected my mercy, I said quietly. He looked at me, steady. I rejected the idea behind it, he said. And what idea is that? That power decides who deserves to be forgiven. The words landed harder than any accusation. That is how power works, I said. Yeah, he replied. That's the problem. Silence. And in that silence, I understood something I had not wanted to. He wasn't resisting me. He wasn't even opposing me. He was simply operating by a different set of rules. And for the first time, I wasn't certain mine were stronger. The attack came without warning. No announcement. No formal challenge. No ritualized threat dressed in ceremony. Just impact. I was in the eastern pavilion when the first blast tore through the upper lattice. Crystal shattered inward, raining sharp fragments across the chamber. The sound wasn't loud, it was precise. Controlled. Deliberate. Guards reacted too slowly. They always did when the script broke. Down, someone shouted, but I was already moving. We're trying to. A second pulse hit, closer this time. The air itself warped, pressure snapping against my senses. This wasn't a random strike. This was aimed. At me. Figures emerged through the breach. 3, then 4. Not court guards. Not soldiers of the Dominion. Something else. Unmarked. Unbound by protocol. Assassins. I stood my ground. There is a moment when death approaches where everything clarifies. Where fear becomes secondary to inevitability. I had lived in that moment before. I expected it again. What I did not expect was him. Ryan moved before anyone else. No hesitation. No command. No calculation. Just movement. He crossed the distance between us in a straight line, faster than any of my guards. One of the attackers raised a weapon, too slow. Ryan hit them first. Not clean. Not elegant. Brutal. The kind of violence that doesn't belong in courts. He drove the attacker into the fractured pillar, using momentum more than technique. The weapon discharged, wide, uncontrolled. Energy scorched the far wall instead of my chest. Another attacker closed in. Ryan didn't turn. He reached back, grabbed the fallen guard's blade, and pivoted into them. The strike was messy, angled wrong, but effective. The attacker staggered. Move, he snapped. At me. Not, Your Majesty. Not Empress. Just move. I didn't. For half a second. And in that half second, I saw it. Not strategy. Not loyalty. Certainty. He wasn't protecting a throne. He was removing a problem. The third attacker rushed forward. Faster. Trained. Their weapon came low, aimed for the gap beneath my armor. Ryan intercepted. Too late to block cleanly. The blade caught him across the side. I heard it. Felt it. A sharp, wet sound that didn't belong in this place. He didn't stop. He grabbed the attacker's arm, twisted, hard, bone cracking under pressure. The weapon dropped. He followed through, driving them down with his full weight. Not refined. Effective. Always effective. The fourth attacker hesitated. That was their mistake. The guards finally arrived. Too late to matter. The assassin turned, retreated, vanished back through the breach. Silence followed. Heavy. Broken. Ryan stood still for a moment, then swayed. I moved before I realized I had. Sit, I said. He didn't argue. That was new. He lowered himself onto the shattered edge of the pavilion, one hand pressed against his side. Blood stained through his clothing, dark against the neutral fabric. Not deep, he muttered. A lie. I knelt beside him. Another fracture. You are injured, I said. Yeah. You should have withdrawn. Didn't feel like it. Even now. Even like this. Why? I asked. The question came before I could stop it. He looked at me. Not through me. At me. Because someone had to, he said. Simple. Again. Always simple. You are not bound to this court, I said. You owe us nothing. Didn't do it for the court. For the Dominion, then. No. A pause. For me? I asked. That should not have been the next question. But it was. He exhaled slowly. Yeah, he said. Just that. No explanation. No weight added to it. As if it required none. I felt something shift. Not small this time. Not sharp. Deep. You could have died, I said. Probably still can, he replied. His hand tightened slightly against the wound. You act without regard for consequence, I said. He shook his head, just slightly. No, he said. I just don't base decisions on what I get back. The words settled. I understood them. I did not like that I understood them. Guards will investigate, I said. This was not random. Yeah, he said. It wasn't. You knew that immediately. Patterns, he replied. Always that word. Patterns. I looked at him. At the blood. At the stillness beneath the exhaustion. You fought like this before, I said. Yeah. War. Yeah. Red Harbor. A pause. Longer this time. Yeah. I sat beside him. Not as Empress. Not as ruler. Just. There. Another fracture. You are not trained in our methods, I said. No. You are inefficient. Probably. You are reckless. Definitely. And yet, I said slowly, you succeeded where my guards failed. He glanced at me. Told you, he said. I don't follow the script. Silence. Then, you rejected my mercy, I said. He didn't answer immediately. I rejected what it meant, he said. And now? He looked down briefly. At the blood on his hands. At the boots. Still there. Still wrong. Still don't believe in it, he said. A pause. But I'm still here. That was different. I felt it. That shift again. Wider now. Irreversible. Because for the first time, he hadn't just refused my world. He had stepped into it. And changed it. Without asking. Without permission. Without even acknowledging that it required either. The court did not fracture quietly after that. It split. Openly. Sharply. Irreversibly. By the time Ryan recovered enough to stand without assistance, the narrative had already begun to shift. Some called him a protector. Others called him a destabilizer. Morek called him a problem. I called him inevitable. The council chamber was full when I summoned them. No secrecy this time. No controlled environment. I sat on the throne in full armor. The same armor that had caused the original confusion. The same armor that had made me indistinguishable from my own soldiers. This time, I did not correct it. Let them see. Let them misunderstand. Ryan stood below, not beside me. Not elevated. Not hidden. Exactly where he chose to stand. The boots were still there. Still wrong. Still marking the floor. High Counselor Morek, I said. He stepped forward immediately, confidence intact, posture flawless. He believed he understood the direction of this moment. He always did. The assassination attempt has raised concerns, he began smoothly. Security failures. External influence. The presence of an unpredictable human within restricted zones. You funded it. Silence. Immediate. Absolute. Morek didn't react at first. That was his strength. What? He said carefully. You funded it, I repeated. The words didn't rise. They settled. Like dust. Like those boots. This is an extraordinary accusation, he said. Without evidence. There is evidence. I gestured slightly. A servant stepped forward. Not just any servant. Fess. The same girl from the first day. No longer trembling. No longer hidden. She carried a data crystal in both hands. Steady. I was not supposed to be seen, she said, voice quiet but clear. Servants hear things. We are not considered relevant. The court shifted. Uncomfortable. That made it easy, she continued. Financial transfers. Communications. Orders passed through unofficial channels. Morek's gaze sharpened. You are relying on a servant's testimony? He asked. No, I said. I am relying on patterns. Ryan didn't move. Didn't speak. But I felt it. That quiet alignment. The same word. Patterns. The attack was not meant to succeed, I continued. It was meant to fail. Publicly. To demonstrate weakness. To justify restructuring authority. To justify removing you, one of the nobles whispered. Yes. Morek's composure held. Barely. This is speculation, he said, constructed by an outsider who does not understand. I understand enough, Ryan said. The room shifted again. He stepped forward, not toward me, toward Morek. You didn't want her dead, he said. Too messy, too obvious. Different world, he added. Same pattern. Silence. Heavy. Morek's gaze moved between us. Calculating. Adjusting. You place remarkable trust in this human, he said to me. I place trust in results, I replied. And what has he produced? Morek asked. I stood. Slowly. He survived your attempt, I said. He exposed your structure. He forced this court to confront itself. I stepped down from the throne, each step deliberate. And he did it, I added, without asking permission. The guards moved then. Not all, but enough. Morek saw it, understood it. Too late. This changes nothing, he said quietly. It changes everything, I replied. He was taken, not violently, not ceremonially, simply removed. The chamber erupted. Voices, arguments, fear, opportunity. I ignored it. I turned instead to Ryan. He hadn't moved. Still standing. Still grounded. Still, outside of all of this. You disrupted my court, I said. You disrupted your own court, he replied. A pause. You forced this, I said. No, he said. It was already there. Silence. I looked at him. At the boots. At the man who had refused everything this place demanded. And still changed it. You rejected my mercy, I said. Yes. And yet you remained. Yes. Why? He considered that. For the first time. Actually considered it. Because leaving wouldn't fix anything, he said. Simple. Again. Always simple. And staying will. I asked. He shrugged slightly. Maybe not, he said. But it's better than pretending nothing's wrong. The words settled. And I understood. Finally. The boots. The refusal. The insult. He hadn't disrespected me. He had refused to pretend. And in doing so, he had shown me something I had not seen in years. Not power. Not control. Not structure. Choice. I turned back to the court. To the chaos. To the system that had defined me for 18 years. We begin reform, I said. The words cut through everything. Immediately. Gasps. Resistance. Fear. Good. I faced them all. Not as a symbol. Not as a throne. As something else. Something I had almost forgotten. And we do it, I added, without pretending this system works. Silence followed. Real silence. Not controlled. Not enforced. Earned. I glanced once more at Ryan. At the boots that had started it all. And for the first time, they didn't look out of place. They looked accurate. And that was far more dangerous than any insult. The hall was quiet after. Not silent. Never silent. But different. Less controlled. Less certain. I stood at the edge of the chamber, no longer on the throne. I hadn't returned to it. I wasn't sure I would. Ryan stood beside me. Not formally. Not as advisor. Not as anything the court could define. Just there. You changed everything, I said. He shook his head slightly. It was already broken, he replied. Then you forced me to see it. A pause. That wasn't the plan, he said. I know. I looked down. At the floor. At the faint, uneven marks still left behind. The boots. They bothered me, I admitted. At first. Yeah. They didn't belong here. He followed my gaze. They still don't, he said. No, I said quietly. They do. He didn't answer. You refused my mercy, I continued. Not out of pride. Not out of defiance. I met his eyes. But because you don't believe anyone has the right to offer it like that. Yeah. Simple. Always simple. And that, I said, is why everything changed. Silence settled between us. Not heavy. Not fractured. Just open. I turned away from the throne completely. Then we start without it, I said. He exhaled quietly. Good, he replied. And for the first time, it felt like something real had begun. Thank you for listening to this story to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Write in the comments what moment in this story impressed you the most. And also check out the other videos that just appeared on your screen. See you in the next video.